Hello friends, welcome to Java training session 66. This is Haradhan once again as usual. Today in this session I will discuss how we can join a thread in Java. Thank you all for watching my videos. In case you are enjoying my videos and learning automation testing and Java, please do like and share my videos. Do not forget to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you will get notification as and when I will upload any new videos. Please provide your valuable comment for any input or suggestion. Stay tuned for my next videos. So, in my previous session, you already see, right, how we can create a thread either with the help of thread class or with the help of runnable interface, right? And you already know how we can set a thread to daemon thread and how we can stop a thread and how we can display, check whether the thread is alive or not, how we can set the name of the thread, how we can get the name or set the priority of the thread and get the priority, right? So in my previous two video, you already know about how to create the thread and thread lifecycle and different thread others importance methods available in the thread class. Okay, so thread class provides the join method which allow one thread to wait until another thread completes its execution. When user invokes the join method on a thread, the calling thread goes into waiting state. It remains in waiting state until the reference thread terminates. So whenever you are creating multiple instances of the class, right, which you are either extending to the thread class or implementing to the runnable interface. So in case you are creating multiple instance, right, and if you are starting those instance, okay, so obviously multiple thread will come into the pictures, but you will never know, right, which thread is running first and which thread is running second, like that. And if you want to, right, wait some state, you will not able to do it. So all the thread will start and end based on the scheduler. It's schedule it, right? But if you want to, suppose three thread is there, and if you run all the threads sequentially, suppose thread 1 will start and then complete, after that thread 2 will start and complete, after that thread 3 will start and complete, and it will terminate. So it cannot be done in case you are not using the join method available in the thread class. Okay, so in normal circumstances, users generally have more than one thread. Thread schedulers schedule the threads, which does not guarantee the order of execution of the threads. Suppose say user have three different thread instances, T1, T2, T3. So even though user have started the thread in sequential manner, the thread scheduler does not start and end them in a specified order. Every time user run any lines of code, they might get a different result each and every time. That is the reason join method plays an important role for the thread. Through join method, you can join the different thread instance, right, so that one will complete and other will be in waiting status, and once that particular thread completes its task and it is, right, retiring or dead, then other thread will come into the pictures and it will try to run it, and after that you can also join for that second thread, so that third thread will be still in the waiting status, and one thread 2 or T2 completes the execution, then T3 will come into the picture and it will complete the execution. Okay, so here I will show you the implementation of joining of the thread, right? So you know, right, you need to create another class. Suppose test thread join. That is the class I am creating, which will be extending thread class. You already know, right? So we can either extend thread class or we need to implement runnable class. So here I will create a method, public void, suppose run. Here I want to use some loop. Okay, loop will be say for loop. For I want to use a for loop, say for integer I equal to 0 or 1. I will start with 1. I will go till 5 equal to I less than equal to, it will go till 5 and I plus plus. Then I want to get int, right, the value of I. Okay, I have to write while creating a class. I have to use the syntax as class, not the public, right? So after that, if you press SYSO, then it will come in, right? So I want to get the value of I. Okay, so I am creating a class which is the test thread join and which is extending the thread class, right? And here in the class I am creating a method run, right, where I am using a for loop. We starting from with 1 and it will go till 5, I less equal to 5, I plus plus, and then it is printing the value of y. Now here in the other class the main method is there, right? So I will be creating an object or instance of the test thread join class which is extending the thread class, right? I'll create an object or instance, suppose say t1 equal to new. Okay, that is the syntax for getting the object or instance of any class. Dot start. You know that whenever you want to start a thread, we need to use that particular object or instance, and we need to, right, use the start method. Okay. Now if you run your program, you can see it will be display with the result, right? Result of y 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. Now say create another object or instance t2. Then suppose say I want to also start the other method, other object or instance, right? Thread of instance. So what will happen if you run it? You can see, right? Now 1 1 2 3 4 5 like that coming. Again, if you run it, the result will not be same, right? Now you can see 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 coming, right? So every time result will same because it will depend on the scheduler, right? Because normal circumstances, in case you are having more thread scheduler schedule the thread which does not guarantee the order of execution of the thread, right? Every time order of execution will be changed. Okay, now suppose here I want to run all the threads, say, okay, or say simply I will give some wait statement so that you can get, right, the clear picture. Suppose here I want to wait. Suppose I want to wait. So thread dot sleep. Suppose I want to wait for 1 second. So 1000 millisecond. And here I need to surround with try catch block. Right? I am surrounding with try catch block. So each and every, right, whenever the loop will run, right? Each and every time it will wait for 1 second. And after that it will give you the result. So now if you run it, what will happen? You can see 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5. That means both the thread instance is working at the same time, right? So in case you are having two thread, so two thread is starting at the same time and ending at the, obviously it will depend, right? It's starting at the same time and it is generating the result, right? 1 1 2 2 2 3 3. But in case you want that one thread will be completing its task, after that another thread will start, right? So how you can do it? You need to simply use the join method, right? Okay, so you need to simply use the join method, right? So T1 will start will be there. Then after that you need to use simply use T1 dot join, so that particular it is joining to the other thread, right, instance. So that you need to either add throw declaration or surround with try catch block. So I'll add throw declaration where I'll be giving the exception, throws exception. Okay. Now what happens? So T1 will be is joining to T2, so it will be completing its task. After that T2 will be starting. Okay. So now if you run the code, you can see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one thread 1 will be executing, then T2 will be working, right? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is coming, right? Suppose now if you change the loop as to 10, okay, or suppose say 7, it will go till 7. So what happened? First, right, object for instance, whatever you have created for the thread test thread join class T1, it will be completing, that thread is completing the execution. After that thread 2 will be T2 will be starting it. So that is the importance of join class. Now if you run it, so it will give you first 1 to 7, and then it will be and T2 will be starting, and then it will be giving you another 1 to 7. Okay, you can see the output is coming. Okay. Now say here, let's change it to 5 again. Now say I suppose it will take 5 seconds because I have given the thread time as 1 second. Okay. So it will give you thread total time of execution will be 5 seconds. Say I want to delay the T2 by another, suppose say 2 seconds or 3 seconds. So here whenever joining you can give that millisecond part. Suppose I will start the T2 after 3 seconds. So T1 will be start, and after 3 seconds to T2 will be start, and then at that time and T1 and T2 will be performing the task simultaneously. So here thread time was given as 1 second, right? So in the 3 second it will print you 1, 2 and 3, and after 3 second both the T1 and T2 will be coming into the pictures, right? Both the T1 and T2 will work simultaneously. So for T1 4 and 5, and whereas for T2 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be printing out. Okay, now let's run the code and let's see. So here I am joining the thread where like 3 second delay I am giving. So obviously in 3 second fast T1 it will run only once, it will not start the T2. You can see 1, 2, 3 is coming, then 1, 4, then 2, 5, and then 3, 4, 5, right? So why it is coming 1, 2, 3? Because obviously in the 3 second only T1 is working, right? So 1, 2, 3 is coming. So whenever 3 second elapse, so your T1 will be also working, right? It's and T2 will be also starting, right? So 1, 4 and 1 and 4. Then 2 and 5 because T2 will be starting also, right? And then the T2 remaining loop 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now let's get another thread T3. Okay. And now let's start the T3 as well. So what will happen? So I am not giving the first that wait time here. Obviously, once one completes the execution, then T2 and T3 will be starting simultaneously and it will give the output. So first T1 is running, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be displayed. After the T2 and T3 will be running at the simultaneously. Okay, you can see it's coming, right? Output is coming. So first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Then 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, because T2 and T3 is starting at the same time. Now here give the wait time as 2 seconds. So what happened? So T1, 1 and 2 will be displayed for the for loop. Then 3, 4, 5 and T2 and T3 will be work at the same time. It will work, okay? It will run the script at the same time. Let's run it and let's see. So 1, 2 is being displayed, then 3, 1, 1, 4, 2, 2, 5, 3, 3, then 4, 4 and 5, 5. Okay, because 1 and 2 for the T1 it is running, right? And then 3 for the T1 and 1, 1 for the T2 and T3. Then 4 for the T1 and 2, 2 and for the, right, T2 and T3. Then 5 for the T1 and 3 for the T2. And then as completed the loop for T1, there is no pending task is there. So obviously it is running the 4, 4 and 5, 5 for the T2 and T3. Okay. Similar way, you can also join the T2 with T3 so that one will be completing task. So now I am just removing that wait time. So once T2 join. So once T1 is completing task, so it will start the T2, and then as I am using join, so once T2 is completing this task and T3 will start. So now let's run the code. Let's see what is happening here. So first for the T1 1 2 3 4 5 it will give you the output, and then T2 will start and T3 will be waiting status 1 2 3 4 5 it will be giving you the output. Okay, and then T3 will be start and it will give you the output 1 2 3 4 5 each and every second, because I have using here thread.sleep as 1 second in the run method, right? Now if you give some wait time here, suppose in the joining, suppose I am giving wait time 2000, and also for the T2 I am giving wait time 2000. So what will happen for 3000 here? Okay, so let's run the code. Let's see. So first T1 will complete in the 2 seconds, 1 and 2, then 1 and 3, 2 4, 3 5, and then 4 1, all this. So I'm just elaborate you the here. So first T1 join method 2 seconds will, right, wait time was given, right? So 1 and 2 printed. Okay, then T1 will be running as well as T2 will be starting, right? So 1 and 3. For the T2 it's 1, and for T1 it is 3. Then 2 and 4, 2 is for T2 and 4 is for, right, T2, and then 3 and 5, right, because and 3 and 5. So here 5 seconds gone. So T3 will also start now. Okay, then 4 and 1 and 5 and 2 and then 3 4 5. So that's why it will be working. Okay, so that's way in case you are using the join method available in the thread class, so you can hold the execution of the other thread. So once the thread completes its execution, then other thread will start working and it will complete. Okay, but in case you are not using the joins method, so thread will keep the thread scheduler schedule the thread which will not guarantee the order of execution of the thread. Okay, so that is the difference in case you are not using the join method or in case you are not using the join method. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Thank you.